Yes, hey guys, this is David, your English tutor, and welcome to an all-new English video. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about two tenses in particular, and that is present progressive versus present perfect. Now, the reason I chose these two tenses is fairly simple. From my own experience, I know that there are still many mistakes made, and there's a lot of confusion, oftentimes, between the two tenses. Each of these have different meanings or being used for different situations, and each of the tenses also has different auxiliary verbs. So the auxiliary or helping verbs are the main issue with these two tenses. There's a lot of confusion, especially among students. So in today's lesson, I would like to review those two with you and tell you where the differences are, and I hope it will be helpful to you at the end of the lesson. Okay? So before I keep talking about this though, let's get started with the lesson, and I'll see you in just a moment. Hey guys, it's David again. Welcome back to the presentation. Now, as I already mentioned before, I wanted to go over the present progressive versus the present perfect. What's the exact difference? Okay, so let's get started here. As you can see, on the left hand side we have the present progressive, on the right hand side we have the present perfect. Now, I have chosen three similar sentences here, all with the same meaning. I am learning English, he is learning English, we are learning English, okay? Now the same sentence, just with different pronouns, okay? Sentence number one, we have I. Sentence number two, we have he, for the he, she, it case. And here we have a plural form, we have we, okay? Now, again, this video was supposed to be on how to build a tense. Now, this is the very confusing part about present progressive versus present perfect. We have very different auxiliary or helping verbs. In grammatical language, we talk about auxiliary verbs. We can just use the simple term helping verbs, which I like to use. So we have the auxiliary verb be here, okay? Now you're wondering, no, it's not the word be itself, it's a form of be. And that is very important to know. This is also the point that's confusing to many students. All these forms that you can see here, am, is, and are, they all belong to be. You will probably find that in some irregular verb tables, but most of them do not include that for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I think it should be in there. So with I, we always use am. So we have be, and then we have a verb infinitive, like learn in this case, and then we add ing to it. Now the dash is just for explanatory purposes, okay? Don't use that in real writing. This is just to make it more clear on the explanation. So we have a verb infinitive, and then we have ing. Of course, English would be the object, what we are learning right now, okay? But you can end the sentence however you like, of course. Now then we have he, she, it. There's a rule to that. Okay, I just say he, she, it, no as a shit. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but just for you to maybe give you a little help to remember that. Meaning, we need an is here. Okay, he is learning English. Again, the same thing, same infinitive of a verb plus ing, that remains the same. But if we use a he, she, or it, or anything that could be replaced with he, she, it, for example, a boy would be he, a girl would be she, same with names, or things like cars, a car would be an it. We use is, okay, the verb is. Again, it's all of these are a form of be. If we have the plural form, here I chose we could also say they. We have to use are for plural meaning. We are learning English. Again, the rest remains the same. There's one exception that I have not put in here, but I want to, of course, mention that. If we say you for one person, we also use the word, or sorry, the auxiliary word or helping verb are. So again, this is you for one person only. Okay, you are learning English. Okay, or are you learning English? We would also use are. That's the exception. So again, what do we need? We need a helping verb, which is am, is, or are, depending on the pronoun. Again, they all belong to the infinitive be. Then we need, again, an infinitive of a verb. This could be learn, this could be buy, this could be play, whatever. And we add ing, and then the rest of the sentence, in this case it's English, as the object. So I hope that was clear so far. Let's go and start with present perfect on the right. I have chosen similar sentences for that. We have I have learned English, he has learned English, we have learned English. As you can see, same pronouns, but we have a very different build-up of the sentence here, very different auxiliary verbs. So again, auxiliary or helping verbs here are in red. What do we have here? We have or has. So if we say I, we have to use the helping verb have plus a third form, also known as past participle. Now, if you're wondering, I have used the word learned with a T at the end. If you have seen it with ed, that's absolutely possible. You can write learned in two different ways, with a T, which is usually British English, and you can use it with ed, which is usually the American way of writing it. And then you can end the sentence however you like. Again, in this case, for simplicity, I have just used English again, okay, to make the comparison a bit easier. So I have learned English, he has learned English, we have learned English. So again, we have I. For I, we always use have. Then the third form of a verb, okay? Again, irregular verbs, check the irregular verbs table. For regular verbs, just add the ending or the two letters ed at the very end. He has learned English, we have learned English. Now, he has learned English, again, that's the he, she, it case, as we already had here in present progressive. If we have a he, she, it, or anything, again, that we could replace with he, she, it, again, that may be a boy, a boy's name, a girl's name, or a thing that could possibly be replaced with the word it, we have to use has, okay? Nothing changing at that position right here. If we use plural forms such as we or they, we have to use have. Also with you, it's also have. So everything but he, she, it is have. Okay, he, she, it is the only exception. There we have to use the helping or auxiliary verb has. And then a third form, the third verb form or past participle, and that would be learned. Now, this is pretty much it about the basic explanation of the difference between the two. Now, to summarize it again, as you can see, we have very different helping verbs. In both of these tenses, we have be here or is, am, or are for the present progressive with a verb infinitive and ing, versus present progressive where we have or has plus a past participle or third verb form. And this is where the confusion always starts. Now, what do I have to use? So I hope I was able to make this a little more clear as far as helping verbs and how the tense is built. Now, if you're wondering about the usage of both of these tenses when they apply, I give you a very quick review here. Again, present progressive was used or is used, still exists, of course, is used to express something that's happening right when we are talking, okay? Now, instead of saying, I am learning English, I could also say, I am teaching English, because I'm doing this right now when I'm speaking, okay? I'm explaining you the present progressive. So for things that are happening right now or for a given moment. Now, present perfect, in contrast, is very different. It's supposed to connect the past with the present. Now, what means that? Actually, not that hard. It basically says that you have started something in the past, like just this morning or yesterday, and you're maybe still working on it. For example, I have repaired my car for 2 days now, okay? Or just drop the noun and just say, I have repaired my cars for 2 days. That means you have started with the repair 2 days ago, and you're still working on it. And that's basically what you want to say with connecting the past with the present. You have started something, but it's the process of doing that is not over yet. And there are actually many keywords to that tense, to the present perfect. But again, this was not supposed to be a video on usage, just a quick review here. Again, I hope it was helpful. And to give you a very quick summary again, so present progressive, we use be, the verb be, with the actual forms, which are is, am, or are, is for he, she, it, am always and only for I, are for plural forms such as we, they, or you as the exception. And then we need an infinitive and we add ing to that. So this combination here, okay, this one is basically present progressive. In contrast, present perfect is have or has plus a past participle. So have for everything besides he, she, it, and has for he, she, it, of course, and then a past participle. That equals present perfect. So again, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, of course, I would appreciate any likes. Feel free to also comment on the video if you have a question. You can also comment or ask me questions directly via my website, where you will also find some other stuff about English. So this was your English to David. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye, guys.